countdown is on for the next honor flight from Veterans Airport of Southern Illinois, and you can support that mission. Mission 16 is set to depart from Marion on May 18th. Another group of veterans will be given the chance to tour Washington, D.C. for the day before returning to a warm welcome put on by volunteers and community members. The Welcome Home event is free to attend for everyone and a chance to show your gratitude with banners and signs. Joining me is Randy Youngblood. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Now, what is this experience like? How important is this experience for veterans?
This is an extremely important event for veterans. They start early in the morning. They see multiple sites to be seen, memorials to be seen in Washington, D.C. We return with them that evening to a huge welcome home that is very important to them.
Now, what is the energy like when the veterans step off of that plane and they arrive?
When they step off that plane, they see hundreds of volunteers that have come to meet them, first responders, red lights flashing, organizations from VFWs to Boy Scouts to you name it, we have it. And it's very important to them because those veterans, many of them never got a welcome home. When they came home from service, they didn't get a welcome home. So we try to give them that welcome home when they get home from honor flight.
Now, can you tell us about the honor flight and what kind of work really goes into this effort?
There's a huge amount of work that goes into preparing for it, but we have a network of volunteers, hundreds of people putting in lots of hours. And we've completed 15 of those flights since our inception back in 2016. 16th flight, like you say, will be in May. And we'll have 88 veterans right now that we know that's on that flight.
Oh, wow.
And the key, I think, to remember there is that we still have, as of yesterday, about 435 vets on our waiting list to fly.
Oh, wow. That's a really large number.
That's a large number.
Yeah. And why would you say that what is so meaningful about these flights for the veterans?
Well, each one of these veterans went through a life-changing experience with their military service. It didn't matter what branch they were in. It didn't matter if they were in peacetime or wartime. That experience of being in that military changed them forever. And when they get together as a group, that comes to the surface. And the camaraderie between them is something to watch. I enjoy watching that. That's why they enjoy that so much. They're kind of reliving those military days.
Awesome. Well, how can the community support?
Community can support us in lots of ways. I would encourage everybody to go to our website, which is veteranshonorflight.org. There you can fill out applications for veterans or applications for guardians. You can make online donations to us. You can volunteer to become involved in honor flight. And you can see pictures from all of our flights. Awesome. So that's probably the best place for them to go. And they can do a lot of things on that website, however they want to become involved.